Hi, folks, and welcome to another edition of Apps for Success. As always, I am your host, John Bowman, and in each episode of Apps for Success, we take a look at a different application and how it can help you with your customer success efforts. Now, on our last episode, we reviewed the Google Meet application, and frankly, I found it a bit wanting. There's some things about Google Meet that just make it harder to present, especially if you're presenting to other people. I really love to be able to see the other participants because it allows you to get that type of body language information that you just normally cannot get. So you often feel like you're just kind of presenting out in the void, which can be helpful, if you don't necessarily want to see other people, but if you're looking for that feedback, it's not something that you can really get. This week, we're going to do another video conferencing software. It's called Join.me. Now, spoiler alert, I'm not the biggest fan of Join.me. In fact, we used to use Join.me and I kind of led the charge to not use it anymore, and we switched to Zoom. And part of the reason for that was because it required a lot of effort on the part of our customers to join our meetings, which meant that we often had to spend the first 5 or 10 minutes just working through audio problems. And that's a real problem when you're doing, 7 or 8 hour-long meetings a day. If you're constantly having that same conversation, it's a problem for you, but it's also a problem for your customer, which kind of gets the idea of the effortless experience, which we talk about in the copy for this episode. But before we jump into the application, as always, I do have a joke for you. Are you ready? Okay. So, let's say you were going skiing with Will Smith, and you lost him in the snow. How would you be able to find him? Well, you would just follow the Fresh Prince. Hope you guys are having a good day. On to the application.
Okay, here we are at Join.me. As I mentioned, I have a little history with Join.me, but I'm doing my best to not let that color what we're going to be talking about today. Now, when you log in and you sign up, this is their sign-up screen. It's actually pretty good. You just got to put in your first name and last name. I like that it's just a quick wizard. I think that's honestly my preferred method for signing up for anything, is just take me through the quick paces. Let's get this stuff set up as quickly as possible and get on our way, right? So you can put in your company name, you can put in video guy, number of employees, obviously individual, blah, 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 blah. My wonderful email address that I'm always so happy I got, which is customersuccessapps@gmail.com. Feel free, folks, to just give me a nice little message if you should want to. And then my phone number, I'm not actually going to put in a phone number here, so we're going to skip that. So one thing and one reason why I did not like Join.me previously was it was extremely dependent upon desktop application. And I mentioned this inside the copy, but what would happen is I'd be on a phone call with somebody, and in order for them, we would have a phone call set, and I would start the meeting, and then I'd have to wait 5 minutes because somebody didn't join me, and I'd end up giving them a phone call to say, hey, just waiting on the meeting, you'll be able to join us. And they're like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to join the meeting. What would happen was they would need to download the application and then install the application and then run the application, and then they would be able to join the meeting. Now that was a lot of effort on their part, right? It was a lot of effort for them to just figure out to get it to talk to me, to just get everything to work, right? Not everybody's as technologically friendly and let's say skilled as they want to be. I personally know I have my own faults and things I can improve, but I'm not actually going to download the Join.me app right here. Instead, what I'm going to do is go here. So obviously we can go over things like, it's like most video conferencing softwares, it's got the ability to schedule. This is something that we know Zoom already has as well, obviously. But scheduling is pretty darn easy. You can schedule a new meeting just by clicking the button. And when you do, you put in the subject line, etc., and you can send that to the person. The other thing we can do here, obviously, is record, which is always great. You want to record your meetings. Recordings are really, really valuable. The reporting features are just so-so. That's honestly a drawback to Zoom, in my opinion, especially the webinars. Reporting's not very great on Zoom, and the reporting here in Join.me is a little bit better in my opinion, because it's able to give you date ranges pretty well, and you can pick a specific date range, unlike Zoom where you can't pick a specific date range. You can also have phone numbers, right? So this is something that Join.me allows you to do. These are phone numbers that people can use to call you no matter what country they're in, which is pretty darn useful. And then obviously we've got our admin settings, which are things like your custom link that you can create or any special feature sets you want to put in there. So not bad, right? From there, we're going to go here to our users. Obviously users, I'm the only user inside this account. You can have multiple people inside of your account. It's not necessarily something that's any different than any out there is used to, but they do charge on a monthly basis. I believe their individual plan is about $10 per month per user. Oh, forgive me, it looks like this guy is not wanting to, there we go. So you can add more people in. I'm just on a trial, obviously, I'm not doing anything crazy. And if we go to the pricing, it is rather affordable. That is something that is Join.me does have, is the light version. It's not bad. You can have up to 5 people in a meeting. This works really well, especially if you just have, again, quick meetings, one-on-ones, not too bad. If you want to get up to 200, we have to go over to the $20 per user per month amount. But it is nice. So from there, we're going to go back, and we've been through settings, we've been through reports already. The integrations, I think these are kind of weak personally. It's got Outlook 365, Slack, Trello. I know that they say they have all these. I've explored some of them. I didn't think that their Zapier one was that good. I usually go to Zapier as my main one to say, oh, okay, let's see what they have available. And again, I just don't think that they have what I would want to do. Like, for example, anytime that I have a meeting or a meeting is over, I'd love to be able to send an email to somebody, just a quick wrap up. I love that type of automation, and that's not possible with this. So from the integration standpoint, then we don't really, well, I guess we'll give you a quick tour of the features. Now, the thing that's the biggest feature for me for Join.me, I try to have, well, I've instilled in my teams a motto of let the customer drive. What I mean by that is anytime you are on a virtual meeting with a customer, you should allow the customer to physically use the software while you watch, right? And I think that that really helps them to feel empowered, as well as it helps you to see that they know what they're doing. I think it was perhaps Thomas Jefferson who said, the things we learn to do, we learn by doing, right? You got to actually get in there. You got to actually get your hands dirty, and you have to learn that way. Otherwise, you don't really have that tactile learning or know what you're supposed to do. So obviously we're talking about the video conferencing here, but for a screen share, well, let's go back up there. I'm going to show you how this all kind of works. And the way that we do that is, let's go back here to Join.me. And we're just going to start a quick meeting, which is admirable. They haven't improved this since I've stopped using it a number of years ago, I think 2.5 years ago. If we just click start, this is great because it starts a meeting, which is awesome. And it starts a meeting with my custom domain. In this case, it is secure.join.me customer success. It automatically prompts people now in order to say, okay, do you want to join by phone or computer? The phone's actually pretty darn easy because you can pick your particular country. I've got a lot more countries now as well, and you could say, all right, we're gonna have this person call in, especially if you're dealing with people like I often do in offices, but you can always just click the computer settings.
The conference will begin when the next party joins.
And it does a good job of letting you know whenever people join. So what we're gonna do here is, well, first, I've got to turn on my screen. So we're gonna come down here, and we're gonna click the little, hey, how's it going? You can see, that's me. You might hear in the background, there's like a ding, and it'll happen as I'm talking. I'll try and pause the next time it happens. But that's actually a nice little feature I like because it reminds you that you have a meeting running and you're waiting for somebody else to come and to join you. So if I was going to join, I'm going to join on a different computer just to make sure that we have this set up here for you so you can see kind of what it looks like. There's that ding again. Hopefully you heard it this time and I'm not crazy. But what I can do is I can click join on the separate computer, and then you're seeing on my computer it's prompting me, okay, do I want to allow this person or do I want to deny them? I'm just going to allow them. So Join.me has this thing where it's got these 2 floating circles. And that's okay, right? That's just sort of their design choice. I like it. I kind of like the little bit different in there. Computers are, and this is my own little tangent, computers are squares, right? Like every computer in the entire world is a square. Every window you're looking at is a square. It's kind of interesting to see a design choice that is circular. And you'll notice too, the controls are up here are circular. So we can turn off my microphone just by clicking that. We can change my voice settings by clicking the little downward arrow. We can open up the chat, and the chat is just like a general chat. You can hit the send option and you can see that. Additionally, I can choose to share my screen by clicking the center button, and I can pick which particular screen I would like to share. And now I'm sharing my desktop with the other person. There we are. And I can always pause that or stop sharing, as well as I can look at my participants list. It's little people here, or invite other people to join by clicking that. And I can copy the link rather quickly. And then if I use these three, I can pass the presenter role. I can start recording. I can lock the meeting, or forgive me, it's already locked. I can unlock it. I can mute everybody else, etc. But I'm going to get back to the main reason why I chose Join.me, which is you still need to download the application in order to be able to allow mouse control, in order to do that. I love the reason why we chose Zoom. I still love Zoom. I know that they have security issues. So obviously if you're in a particular industry where security is of the utmost importance, Zoom might not be for you, right? But the part of the reason why I love Zoom is it automatically starts meetings for you, right? And whenever you download the app, it automatically has the app there for you, and it will automatically have the ability to share mouse control. But with Join.me, you still need to download the app, and then you find yourself in the same position I was talking about earlier, where you're just increasing the amount of effort your customer is doing. Because let's say they join the call and we're talking, this is great, and I'm like, great, now share your screen with me. I want to take you through the paces of how to do this on the application. Well, now they have to download the app, right? And when they download the app, the way it downloads is a zip, right? And then they got to unzip it. And after they unzip it, then they have to install it. And the entire time, you can't see their screen, and you're basically just trying to talk them through it through memory. And frankly, again, not all of us in customer success are the best, technically speaking. We don't always understand file folder directory systems sometimes, especially other people's. Their file folders might be a mess. So it's hard to do, and I don't like that. I think that just increases customers' effort particularly. However, if you're not looking to share your screen, this is a very quick and slick interface for you to be able to just say hi and talk with somebody else as you're working. But anyways, folks, that's my review of Join.me. As always, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or you need anything else, just go ahead and add a comment in below. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.